BF, 27, dresses like teenager. I, 30F, hate how my boyfriend, 27, dresses. I've read a lot of previous posts about girls complaining their boyfriends have horrible style. I'm clearly not the first to want to give her BF a makeover. I don't agree with a lot of the advice and comments I've seen. I don't want to go shopping with him or dress him. I am not his mom. I just want to get straight to the point and say, honey, it's time to stop dressing like you're in high school. You have a real person job and a real life girlfriend now. Start dressing like an adult. Would that be so bad? Is that mean? I know you can't change people and I don't want to change who is. I just want him to dress appropriately for his age. Too long didn't read. Can I tell my BF to start dressing better, or should I just accept him for who he is? Reading through the comments, I think there are two potential trains of thought and you'll need to do some introspection to understand whether you're being controlling or reasonable. A. You are embarrassed by the way he dresses when he's with you and want him to change so he matches what you want him to look like. B. You're worried that how he dresses negatively affects others' perceptions of him, which could hurt his professional opportunities in the future. From your post, it sounds like you're more A than B. So I think there's some stuff you need to wrestle with on your own. Because even if a bunch of internet strangers tell you to get over it and accept him, you're the one who has to follow through. I also couldn't tell from your post/comments if he was literally wearing old t-shirts/basketball shorts all the time, like even to nice restaurants and outings, but obviously he at least has enough self-awareness not to wear those to work. That said, I do know many people, not just men, wear what they've always worn because it's comfortable and safe and they haven't put much thought/effort into how to update their look. It could also be a self-esteem thing. Maybe he's doubtful he would look good in XYZ so he's never tried it on, or maybe he didn't, he thought he looked weird. What could help is mentioning articles of clothing that you think would look good on them or going on a shopping date together, and then reinforcing positive feelings when he does choose to wear those things. Ultimately you have to keep in perspective that he will be changing because you asked him to. Worst case is if you're too forceful and rigid with what you want versus what he wants, this could breed resentment. Best case is he finds an updated look that he likes for himself, aka it's not about you anymore. Are people actually not taking him seriously, or are you not taking him seriously and projecting? No man wants to be with a woman who treats him like a child or not his mother. What does dress like a teenager mean? Like jeans and a t-shirt? Athleisure? Silly graphic tees? What line of work is he in? Are his outfits inappropriate for work? Are they affecting his life in any way beyond you just not personally liking his style? How comfortable would you be with him demanding you change your style as well? Maybe it's because we don't have enough info, but I can't tell if this is a real problem. He works in IT, so I'm fighting an uphill battle, lol. Great point about how I would feel if he asked me to change my style. I would not be happy. It's not that I don't like his style. He is in a band and loves music, so he wears a few band t-shirts that look cool. It's just that he'll pair it with basketball shorts he's had since high school. A lot of his wardrobe is just so dated. When I say he dresses like a teenager, I mean he literally wears the same clothes he had as a teenager. A big question here is, does he dress like that THST because he doesn't give a rat's ass about clothes and wears what he still has lying around from his teen years, or does he want to dress like that? If it's the second, there is absolutely nothing you can or should do. He absolutely has the right to dress that way, regardless of how you think it looks. If he just can't be bothered, you probably cannot expect him to suddenly change into a good style just because you asked him to, as he doesn't care about this. A good motivation is lacking. The only thing you can do in this last situation is something like buying him a shirt and keep telling him how good he looks while wearing it, which you don't want to do and also is kind of a dumb thing to do. In short, live with it. I've read the post and your comments and I can understand wanting him to wear clean clothes without holes in them, but honestly if he wants to wear tees and basketball shorts he's allowed to. You can't dictate what he wears as it's his choice. I'm a girl but I wear men's clothing 99% of the time and have often gotten weird looks or been called a man before. Do I care? No. If he's happy with how he dresses then just drop the issue. It seems you care more about it because you're embarrassed with how he dresses and wishes he'd dress up more like what you want him to look like, which you've stated you'd hate if he asked you to do the same. After reading the comments I am thinking I should just focus on what I wear and not worry about what he wears. I'll just focus on the fact that he's a great guy. Smile. My GF, 30, is moving out but doesn't want to break up. Where do we stand? My GF, 30, and I, 28, have been together 4 years, currently living together for 2 years. We moved to the suburbs from the city to have privacy and save money, but she's missing her friends and family greatly. She also misses the city life, things to do, etc. This past year she has been feeling very unhappy with her living situation and with herself, which had a lot to do with quarantine, no bars, no gyms, no social interacting. Now, most her friends are either getting married, having kids or buying homes with their partners. She just turned 30 and wants those things quicker it seems, but I told her I don't want these until I'm in my 30s. She has also been crying from loneliness when Eve for a day or two to take care of my mom, which doesn't help either. Now, she's going to be moving with her brother much closer to the city but says she doesn't want to break up, and happy to come visit on the weekends. What does this mean for our relationship? Thank you all. Too long didn't read. GF, 30, of 4 years wants to move out because she's unhappy with herself, but doesn't want to break up. You do realize that she has a biological clock, right? She can't just wait around for you to be ready because who knows when you will be ready? She doesn't have time to wait for you because by then she might be 35 and then the chances of her even having kids would be slim. Also, having a child when you are older than 35 has the chance to cause seriously health problems for both the mother and the child. So if you are not super serious about this, let her go to someone who is. In terms of what it means with the relationship, from a woman's perspective I can assume this is what she is doing. 1. She wants to be closer to friends and family, so that is influencing her a lot to move out. 2. She has started to realize in her head that you are not super serious with your relationship with her. So she has also started to slow down. She is taking things slow with you. She is trying not to commit too much with you because she doesn't feel like you are worth being someone to commit to anymore. Therefore, she wants to leave. She doesn't want to break up with you, but she is keeping her options open by taking things slow with you. So if a guy who does take the relationship serious comes along, she may break up with you and that transition will be easier for her since she's not living in other you anymore. With this being said, don't force yourself to get married and have kids with her because then you will hate your life. However, you have to look at her perspective as well. I understand both of you, to be honest. She's doing what's best for her right now. I agree with some of the other commenters that this sounds like a baby step to a breakup. You two are not on the same page right now, and it's better to move on and find partners that are a better match. It's sad when this happens, but it will be worse if you hang on for too long. I've seen friends drag out breakups like this and it's even more painful in the end. As a man, I think you're taking a massive risk making her wait. Psychologically and emotionally she is ready. Maybe in a year, she won't be, especially if you are apart. Maybe the time apart makes her realize that she can live without you. People don't talk about fertility issues enough to people your age. You can start trying now, and if in a 1 year plus of trying naturally it doesn't happen, you go to fertility doctors and could be in that for years. The years of 30 to 35 happen in the blink of an eye, and every year that passes reduces your chances and options of treatment. You being in your 30s sounds really arbitrary. Do you have an actual reason other than the number sounds right? Imagine there is fertility issues. Will you be able to live with the reason? Because that's what it comes down to. This happened to me. I met my soulmate and we should have been trying after year 1. We didn't, mostly because I wasn't ready. Then a major life event out of our control happened and derailed us completely for 2 to 3 years. By the time we started fertility fertility. My so was late 30s and after several attempts it didn't work for us. The waiting room of fertility clinics wasn't a bunch of people our age and older. It was mostly women in their late 20s and early 30s, and it was a lot of them. Now, most her friends are either getting married, having kids, or buying homes with their partners. She just turned 30 and wants those things quicker it seems, but I told her I don't want these until I'm in my 30s. I read this and take it to mean have discussed this. She wants to get married and have kids now. Did she say that directly and just once, or is this a reoccurring topic for her? And you told her, not for a few years. Did you give her a date, any sort of commitment, or was it more vague? Does she see a future with you? I think perhaps you might be focusing on the wrong question here. Have you offered to move with her into the city? What compromise are you bringing to this discussion? Right now it sounds like she wants a bunch of things, and you have just said flat out no and with no compromise. So, if you don't want her to move out and you don't want this relationship to end, what compromise are you willing to make? Me, 30M, potential GF, 28F. Has made a very impulsive decision without consulting me prior. So the lady I have been talking, who lives halfway across the country, USA, has decided to quit her job where she lives and buy a flight to arrive in my city tomorrow morning, with the intent of seeing me, with no plans of finding a new job or returning to her city. What angers me, is that she did this without talking to me about it, without giving me the option to ask for time off from work or even asking me if I would be available. I have a full work week and a number of previous commitments after work that can't be changed. The commitments are personal things with my parents, such as doctor's appointments, going over their finances with dad and officially signing all the documents and whatnot so that I will be officially responsible for their finances, etc. I had told her previously that I can travel on the weekend of the 23rd, 25th of April, which is when my COVID vaccine will be effective. She refuses to change the date of her flight to Friday evening when I would be available to pick her up and spend time with her. I feel like this lady is trying to force things with me, or is self-centered or impulsive to not even ask me, hey, when's a date that works in your work schedule that I can come fly to see you? Deg 662032. And the quitting her job part I find to be really concerning. It also makes me doubt if I should even bother to talk to her further. Too long didn't read. Potential GF has made a very impulsive decision. Potential GF, holy fuck up. You two aren't even a couple and she just quit her job and got ready to move. This is a massive red flag. She's probably extremely desperate to find a man because she has extreme anxious attachment issues. Op, where is she planning to stay? Because you need to make 100% sure that you do not let this crazy stranger into your home. She could be a thief, a scammer, or just plain mooch. But in any case, you should want nothing to do with this level of insanity. It is far easier to keep her from coming in than it will be to get her to leave. You owe her absolutely nothing. Tell her you are not available to visit during her trip to your area, as you have other plans. Be firm, do not give in. This sounds like a scam. Don't pick her up or let her stay with you. This is insane. Even if you like her, she isn't mature or sane enough to be capable of being a partner. She's going to leave her friends, her belongings, her career, without any confirmation from you, without a commitment from you. That means she is either 1, severely mentally ill or suffering from some kind of cognitive problem, or 2, she is a con artist. Oh shit, that sounds like a bunny boiler. Calling it an impulse decision is far too kind. Where is she planning to stay? I hope not with you. Do not let that happen.